It's time to live your stronger life. Hey, I'm Sammy, physio coach and nutritionist, and your hype girl for creating your stronger life. Here, we ditch the quick fixes and build real strength inside and out. So whether you're here to tone up, drop the body fat, build muscle, mental resilience, or ditch the diet culture, or just feel bloody good in your skin, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. All right, welcome back to the podcast, fam. Today, we are talking about something that I see derail ladies' confidence and motivation all the time: the number on the scale. So many people judge their entire progress based on that one number. If it goes down, you feel successful. If it stays the same, or God forbid it goes up, you feel like you've failed. But here's the truth, ladies. The scale is just one tool. It is not the full picture of your progress, your health, or the changes that are happening inside your body. You can be making huge improvements physically, mentally, and even when the scale barely moves. There's so much going on under the hood, and there's so much progress that could be making, but you keep getting derailed by the scale, which is exactly what keeps throwing you off and sending you back to square one over and over and over again. So in today's episode, I want to help you understand why the scale can be misleading, and more importantly, what you should be actually looking at to measure your progress beyond the scale. So why the scale can be misleading is, first of all, we need to understand something super duper important. Your body weight naturally fluctuates every single day, all day, especially as a female. We experience this even more than males because we have a lot more hormonal changes going on in our body. So there's things such as fluid balance, hormones, digestion, stress levels, sleep, sodium intake, and even the food literally sitting in your stomach that you just ate can affect the number on the scale. And that means your weight can change from one day to the next without any real changes in body fat. So usually the biggest changes on the scale when you see day-to-day fluctuations is due to fluid balance. So hormones, when you are coming up to your period in that series, that's part of your cycle, you are going to start holding on to more water. So more water retention, the scale can go up like 1 or 2 kilos before you have your period, and then it will start to decrease again. Digestion. I don't know if I really need to explain how digestion can affect the scale, but if you have not gone to the loo, that's physical weight that needs to exit the building, so then therefore the scale may be a little bit higher. When you are stressed, you can also potentially hold on to extra water as inflammation. When you have a really shitty night's sleep, you can hold on to extra water as inflammation in your body, or maybe it affects your digestion, or maybe it affects how your body recovers from a really hard training session, and therefore the water is not flushing out of you nice and smoothly. That again can affect the scale. If you have something really salty, you eat a really high salty meal, your body's going to draw in more water, thank you osmosis, and that is therefore going to make the scale go up. If you have a really high carbohydrate meal beyond what your body is used to, for every 1 gram of carbohydrates, you're going to store 3 grams of extra water in your body. When it's beyond what your body is used to at the time, then that is more physical weight on your body, not body fat, not putting on weight because you ate carbs. It's purely because your body is storing more water. Then also, if you drink alcohol, so alcohol obviously it makes you wee a lot. It is a diuretic, and therefore it will make you, go to the loo a lot, lose a lot of your water. So you're a little shriveled up prune, you need water. And then your body is so dehydrated from drinking alcohol that when you start drinking water again, it almost like doubles down and absorbs it all the way back in again, which can then make you put on more weight because you're drinking more water. It's getting held into your body. Your fluid balance goes all out of whack. And then there's also if you just eat a meal, then step on the scale will go up based on whatever size of that meal is because there's physical food in your body. That again, all of those things that I just mentioned are not body fat. That is just literal weight on your body due to gravity. That is all the scale is measuring, is just the impact of gravity. Jump on the scale wearing shoes, it's going to make a difference. Hold your phone while you're on the scale, it's going to make a difference. Do you see how gravity impacts what number is on that scale, not necessarily your body fat? That is just one very, very small piece of the puzzle. Another really common reason the scale can be misleading is your body composition changes. So when you start resistance training and eating well, something powerful can really happen internally. You can start to lose body fat. If you're in a calorie deficit, you will start to lose body fat. If you're training hard in the gym and eating high protein and still fueling your body, not overly restricting, then you can be gaining muscle at the same time in certain circumstances. If you're super duper advanced, this is a little bit harder to do, but if you're more beginner, you can really drop body fat and build muscle at the same time. You're not turning fat into muscle, that is for another day, but you are dropping body fat and then you are building muscle, two separate things, but you can do that at the same time. So the scale will not change. Like you could potentially, let's say you get, it's not going to happen as a whole kilo, but you may gain a whole kilo of muscle and then you may lose a whole kilo of body fat. So the scale therefore stays exactly the same, but you look smaller, you look leaner, you look stronger because muscle is denser than fat. So a kilo of muscle is exactly the same as a kilo of fat. Like a kilo is a kilo. You can't change the weight, but the density does change. Think about what a kilo of maybe a little dumbbell or a little weight plate, it's a very small weight, right? But then if you have like a big exercise ball, that's a big weight. It could still be a kilo and it's very different sizing. So that's like the dumbbell or the little weight plate is your muscle, and then a big exercise ball that weighs a kilo is body fat. It's a bit bigger, so muscle is denser, so it looks smaller. That's why your clothes start fitting better. You look leaner, you look stronger. The more muscle you have built, the more the more structure, the more actual body part that you have to push up against the skin and push through the body fat, so you look leaner. But the scale won't always reflect that because those changes can potentially cancel them out depending on the speed of your progress as well. And often visual changes happen long before the scale shows anything super duper significant in a lot of ladies as well. Not always, but that is another common element. But this is why obsessing over the day-to-day numbers can be so goddamn frustrating. What matters more is long-term trends and other indicators of progress that are often overlooked. And then ladies don't see these huge changes in the scale straight away. So they think, oh, fuck this, it's not working. I give up, go back to that, regain all the weight back on. And then they go through this yo-yo cycle over and over again. I will just touch on this because I could go into the weeds of talking about the science side of things. But also, as you are dropping body fat, as a byproduct of the process of you burning body fat, breaking down body fat to then be utilized as energy in your body, that is how you lose body fat, is you've got to convert it into usable energy, and then your body uses the energy and then that gets converted into something else. And as a byproduct of all of this happening, you get water and you get oxygen. And so you breathe out the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, you breathe it all out, but you get water as well. And so sometimes you drop body fat and that gets replaced with the water. So the scale stays the same. You feel the same, but you're actually dropping body fat internally, but it doesn't show externally because the scale doesn't know the difference between body fat and water. So it just seems like you're staying the same, but really internally you are losing body fat, and that's where you may start to see and feel changes in your body. Now then you may go, okay, Sammy, well, I use those scales that show me like body fat percentage and water and muscle mass and all that jazz. If you stand on the scale and it tells you your body fat percentage and your muscle mass, it is so incredibly inaccurate because it's only taking like measurements from your legs. It's not taking measurements from all the points throughout your body. It can't do that. If you have one that also has handles, it's a little bit more accurate because it can take it from a few different points, but it's still not that accurate. So I wouldn't like hold your hand on it too closely. But if it is showing, if you look at it as a long-term trend, not the specific number, but if you look at the long-term trend and it is showing trends going downwards, then yes, you can be confident that you're losing body fat, but the specific number that it shows may not be like super accurate. And also like when it comes to doing those sort of things, it measures lean mass, not just muscle mass. So like you could have like a really big drink of water and then jump on and it might make you look like you just gained heaps of muscle, but really you just drank some water because it increased your lean mass, not your fat mass. So anyways, like I said, I could go into the weeds, but just like be conscious that those scales are not the most accurate measures of body fat and muscle mass specifically. But let's jump into what you're really here for, which is some better ways to measure progress so that the scale doesn't send you into a tailspin every single day. And this is what actually matters because progress shows up in so many different ways. 1, Gym performance. This is one of the clearest signs of progress is happening in the gym. Are you lifting heavier weights than you were weeks ago? Are you able to perform more reps or more sets? Is your technique improving? Are you moving with more control, better depth, better pauses? Are you getting closer to true muscular effort instead of stopping earlier? Maybe you're getting closer to that failure point instead of going, oh, it's a bit burning, I'm just going to stop here. Maybe you're feeling a better muscle pump or a stronger mind-muscle connection. Now you're like, oh, I can actually feel that muscle now. Like I'm getting stronger. All of these things show that your body is adapting and getting stronger. And that is real progress because yes, there is an element where your strength gains will just be from your nervous system adapting. But if you are lifting heavier, if you are consistently doing more repetitions, like you have to be building muscle and getting stronger in order to do that. There's only so much your nervous system will adapt and not build muscle. So you are building muscle, you're getting stronger, you are progressing, and you're also progressing in your skills in the gym as well. Number 2 is relevant muscle development. Another change that ladies often notice is how their muscles feel. And even sometimes ladies will say in their check-ins, they're like, my photos don't show how I feel. Like I feel more toned. I feel my muscles popping because they may not just be like fully flexing and the lighting and things like that. But absolutely, you will feel your muscles. You'll touch your arms and you'll be like, oh my God, this was not here before. Like you'll feel these muscles developing often before you see them. Your glutes may feel firmer. Your legs will feel stronger. Your shoulders or your back may start to feel and look more defined. And you just become more aware of your body, how it moves. And these sensations are also really beautiful signs of muscle developing, so you're on the right path. Okay, number 3, how your clothes fit. This one is huge and also like probably the most impactful for ladies because one of the most common reasons, yeah, ladies like, I want to lose weight. But honestly, the reason is you want to lose weight to feel comfortable in your clothes. You want to just feel good and confident and comfortable in your clothes. Yeah, you can buy bigger clothes, but you still want to feel comfortable in the clothes that you're wearing and you want to feel confident in your body. So clothes fitting is a really, really big one. And you can tell a lot by what's happening with your body. Maybe your jeans are getting looser around your waist. Maybe your tops are fitting better across your shoulders. Maybe your glutes or your legs are filling out in your clothes in like a really beautiful way where you're like, my legs look juicy in these jeans. I love it. You may even be dropping down clothing sizes while the scale stays the same. And this has happened to so many of my ladies. They're dropping down in sizes because, like I said, muscle is denser than fat. So as they're building muscle, dropping body fat, the scale's staying the same, but they're dropping down in clothing sizes. Or you may even find yourself just needing new clothes because your body shape is changing, and that is body composition progress happening right there in real time. Now, when I talk body composition changes, this is number 4. This is something that ladies often experience, but they don't always realize because they see themselves every single day. You may weigh the same as you did months ago, but if you compare your photos, you're like, whoa, I look leaner at the same weight. Your weight may even go up slightly, but your measurements go down. That's because that's muscle building as you're dropping body fat, and that's exactly what we want for a strong and healthy body. And sometimes if you are already like at a leaner point, if you're already in that like 25% body fat percentage, like you don't have a lot to lose. You really don't want to go below 20% as a female. So your scale may actually have to go up in order for you to look leaner because you need to build more muscle. Like a big issue is always more muscle. Build more muscle, you're actually going to look leaner. My client Becca, I just posted her on my Instagram. So depending on when you're watching this, go have a scroll and you'll have a look at Becca. She's gained 10 kilos. But if you look at her photos, she looks leaner now. She looks leaner and she looks stronger now than she did 10 kilos earlier. And that is her just building muscle, trusting the process, and her body composition has changed, and she's also eating more food than ever as well. But that is the example of body composition changes beyond the scale. If she had just gotten her mindset fixated on the scale moving, then she would not have made the progress that she has made so far. Okay, number 5, energy and recovery. Progress is not just about aesthetics. It's a super fun one, but it's also about how your body feels and functions. Are your energy levels better throughout the day? Are you sleeping better? Do you recover faster after workouts? Are you feeling feeling less fatigued and more capable of handling your training, your life, running around after the kids, and dealing with a whole day of work. If you can start to get stronger and fitter and come home and not fall in a heap at the end of a day of work, you are improving in your life and your health and your fitness. These improvements are powerful indicators and something that you should really focus in on, because it means you're doing the right thing. If it's going opposite, your energy and recovery is going backwards, then maybe you're doing something that's too intense and too restrictive on your body, and actually your plan may need to change a little bit. Okay, number 6. Sometimes the biggest progress happens internally. Your health markers, things like improved blood pressure, healthier cholesterol levels, better digestion, your metabolism can improve, your body may regulate blood sugar levels better, and all these changes can occur even if the scale weight hasn't moved that much. But these factors are so important for your long-term health. Number 7, confidence and mindset wins. One of the most powerful shifts I see with clients has nothing to do with numbers. It is their confidence. They're getting dressed without the familiar stress and frustration and trying on 1,001 different outfits because nothing feels good and nothing fits. It's choosing that outfit and it just becomes easier and quicker and smoother. They stand a little taller. They are more present in the room. They're more present in social situations because they're confident and they have energy and they're just enjoying themselves without second guessing every single thing that's going on in their head. These changes matter. The confidence and mindset wins are probably my favorite wins at Ladies Experience. They go out for a meal and they didn't even think twice about, oh my God, I just ate this, I'm going to have to make up for it tomorrow. Nope, they just go out for a meal, enjoy it, have confidence, and they know it's not going to affect their progress, and they know how to just get back into their routine. They go on holidays in their bikini and they're running around having so much fun, and their body is not even a second thought. They're not going, oh my God, don't take a photo of me. Oh my God, I got to cover up. None of that happens. Their confidence and their mindset wins. And it's because of the actions they take every single day to prove to themselves how amazing they are that helps to build that confidence and their mindset, and then learning how to navigate when shit hits the fan, because it's going to happen, and how to navigate that with smooth, calm-ishness, and just be able to keep going and making progress even through the chaos. That also builds confidence. Okay, number 8, external feedback. I mean, who doesn't love when people notice their progress before you do? Some people might comment that you look healthier, that you are looking more glowing, your confidence. They notice the energy and the presence even before they notice the physical changes, and then obviously they're going to notice the physical changes too. But it's such a powerful sign that your habits are working when you get this really beautiful feedback of like, I'm so proud of you, you look so energetic, something just looks amazing about you, like you just look so happy and healthy. Like, that's the best kind of feedback. And number 9, something that you should track, your consistency. So this one is one of the most important progress markers of all, because it's going to make more results come. You should track your consistency. How often are you training? Track your training measures. Are you showing up regularly? Are you sticking to your nutrition most of the time? When you can track your nutrition and reflect back and be like, yeah, I've been nailing it. How are your habits improving? Maybe you need to track your water and track the days. Like, Apple does such a good job of helping us with this, right? Like, it tracks how active you are. You can see how many days you hit your step target, how many days you closed your move ring. Like, just little things like that can help you look back and go, oh dang, I am doing absolutely amazing. I am staying on track and I've been so consistent and I am so proud of myself. Progress is not just about the outcomes, it's about the behaviors that create those outcomes, and consistency builds those results over time. So celebrating and measuring the progress of how consistent you're being is such another beautiful way to just make sure that you're on the right track and to see how well you're doing. So here is the big message that I want you to take away from this episode. Progress is multidimensional. Your strength, your energy, your confidence, your health markers, body composition changes, and consistent habits, they all matter. Muscle gain can easily hide fat loss on the scale. So instead of judging your progress based on a single number, I want you to start looking at the bigger picture. Like, let's be real. Do you really give 2 shits about hitting XYZ goal weight? Like, I will be happy when I hit 62 kilos exactly. It's like, or are you going to be happy when you look better in your clothes, you feel better in your clothes, you have more energy, you have strength, you have confidence, your health markers are amazing, you can run up and down stairs, you feel fit? Like, are you going to feel better about hitting that 62 kilo mark, or are you going to feel better about everything else that I listed in this episode? That's why measuring progress beyond the scale is so goddamn important. So if this episode has helped shift your perspective, then please, please, please share it with someone else who might need to hear it as well, because there are way too many ladies who are still so obsessed with the scale. And I will say the scale is a very important measure It's one tool in the toolkit. We definitely use it. We definitely want to track it. And you know what? I actually recommend tracking multiple times throughout the week so you can just see the fluctuations and see how normal it is for the scale to go up and down, and then we take an average of all of that. But please remember that progress is not just about being lighter on the scale. Progress is not just seeing linear changes on the scale. Fluctuations are perfectly normal, and it's more about being stronger, healthier, and more confident for life. Thanks so much for listening. If you found this episode valuable, please rate, review, and subscribe. And I'd love if you shared this on your Instagram and tag me Sammy_livestrong. And if you'd like to learn more about my coaching and join the Project Livestrong family, please message me Livestrong on Instagram, and I'll see how I can help. I'll see you next time.